Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I make my bookmarks. Okay, so I have done this a couple ways here, and I'm going to start with this one because it was my first one. And this here is the original artwork for this bookmark. Now, the printer where I get my bookmarks made, they only have a 6x2 option. So I thought I would be clever and make this art piece a 4x12, and it would work out perfectly once I scanned it in and uploaded it and sent it off to the printer. However, as you can see, it's missing some of the tree trunks here, but it was able to fit on this screen okay, or not on the screen, but on the bookmark okay. So I let it slide. I was kind of like, okay, so what was that all about? Because, you know, in my mind, I had measured it correctly and whatever. So I did the piece, and then I scanned it into the computer and did the best color correction to get it to match the original as I could. I think I came pretty darn close. Obviously the artwork's always going to look better in my opinion, but that's just me. And then for this one, this was a different option here. And this artwork was for from this year's Inktober. So as you can see, there's 3 items here. And because I wasn't in the mood to redraw this piece so it would fit on a bookmark, I decided just to scan it in and crop out the 3rd piece. And I think this one came out pretty well. Obviously the purple is enhanced a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. I upped the contrast a little bit on this one, and that's all I did. Sorry about that, guys. Obviously, we're still in quarantine and the kids are home, which makes it practically impossible to film anything without there being any background noise in here, so I apologize for that. But like I was saying, this is just the original artwork. I scanned it in my computer, did a little bump the contrast, and I don't even know what it's called, but where you upload and it's got the 2x6 frame, and then you basically move your picture around and select the part of the picture that you want on your bookmark. So that is another option. So that's how I did the first 2. Let me get this out of here. Now with this one, this was from I want to say 2018's Inktober, and I really liked the line work, and I wanted to actually color it so it would be something different. So what I did with both this one and this one, because this is from 2019's Inktober, which I turned into this bookmark here, which obviously, okay, so they're great, but I knew that this wasn't going to fit on a bookmark well. So thankfully, one of the reasons why I use my iPad so much, and I really like to use it for my line work, is so I have my line work if I want to do something else with that same picture. So what I do is I save the line work like this. This is the original line work, and I saved the original line work for this one also. And I'm just gonna have a little speed paint of what I do with the line work and then color it pop on your screen right now. And so another option that I've seen a lot of artists do is something like this, to where I measured out 2x6 squares here, and I'm hoping that they're going to look something similar to this bookmark here. This was just like a tester of negative painting, so I really liked how it looked, so I wanted to experiment with some different color palettes and see how they turn out. I have no idea how this works yet. I could probably test it on this one, which I probably will. Scan this in and see how this goes and see if the scans cooperate well enough with Vistaprint's frames that they allow you to use. So once you have your artwork all set and you upload it to your printer, and different printers have different size bookmark options, so you might want to see which printer you want to use first and see what their bookmark size options are and just go from there. I will say that the Procreate method on my iPad is my favorite because the canvas is easily modified. Like I can literally say I want a 2x6 canvas at 300 dpi, and they now offer CMYK, which makes it a lot more easier for printing. And it's just my preferred method because things come out a lot easier on that way for me. Anyway, that's just my personal preference. Will I never make them with original artwork again? Obviously, I don't know because I'm going to test this out and I will definitely keep you guys posted. So anyway, like I was saying, once you have your artwork done, you print it, you get it printed, and then it gets mailed to you. These are the steps that I take from here on out.
Hi guys, voiceover Kelli here. I just wanted to pop in and also add an extra step that I do when I print at home now, or not when I print at home, but when I do it digitally on my iPad. I now do test prints at home just to make sure that the color is right, because the Alice in Wonderland bookmark that I did came out a little bit darker than I would have liked, so I gained some smart juice, or drank some smart juice, and decided to do some test prints because I had that option and I have a printer, so I figured I would just go ahead and do it. And my cat one almost came out too dark, so I'm really glad that I decided to do a test print, and I highly recommend you do that yourself even after you scan it, just to make sure it's not too dark or not too light, and none of the things need to be adjusted in editing. Alright, so once I have my fancy new bookmarks right out of the package, this, obviously you can leave them as is. You don't have to do anything from here on out. I just like to because I like the way they look a little bit better. It's a little bit more work for me, but I just like the overall outcome, and I like to put a lot of effort into the things that I make. So the first thing I do is that I round the corners on my bookmarks. And I'm using this little whole corner rounder thing, and it has 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, and I use the medium one because I think that it fits the size of the bookmarks a lot better than the other ones. The small was a little bit too small, and the large punch actually had some indents on the side of the, like it would have a rounded corner and then indents on each side, so obviously I did not like that. And so I just like to go in the middle because, you know, Goldilocks syndrome. I'm also not going to lie to you. These last steps are actually pretty time consuming and a little hard on your hands, if that makes sense, depending on how many bookmarks you order. I typically order 50 at a time just so I don't try to kill myself getting them all pre-ready and pre-packaged. You could just do them one at a time when you get an order, or just make gifts for people, however you want to go about doing it. But by the time you're done rounding the corners, you're going to need a break. Well, at least I do. I just like to take breaks on everything anyway, just because I have, you know, I like to do a round of hole punching or corner rounding, and then I'll go do some dishes and then come back and sit down and do the next step. Then I go ahead and I make a template of my hole punch. You can see it here. It's that white piece of paper that I'm doing in between, and I punch all the holes in them, and then they look all fantastic after that. I do recommend doing a template because if you're trying to eyeball each individual one, they're not going to be center, they're going to end up off center. And the ones that come with Vistaprint, they come with 2 white end cards that I like to do all of my testing on. So next I get some eyelets and an eyelet tool and place them in the hole like so. And then you use, of course I go out of the frame for this, I don't know why, but I come back in frame, I promise, to show you how to do it. I was just trying to get it on the actual thing. And yeah, there you go, I dropped it a couple times. And the eyelet tool is very hard to get used to at first, but you basically just pinch it closed, like so. Also, a pro tip with the eyelets, make sure you get one the same size as your hole punch, otherwise your eyelet will wiggle around or be too big, and it's just not very pleasant when they don't fit in there properly. Hopefully you'll be able to see me do this again. Yep, just like that, and then the other side of it just kind of smashes it back. And there you have your perfectly done eyelet. And once all of your eyelets are done, you go ahead and put your bookmark tassels on your bookmarks. P.S. All of the things that I've gotten on Amazon. They're really easy to find. Michael's has them. Hobby Lobby has everything that I have here. And the charms, I bulk order 100 piece sets on Amazon as well. I just search for charms that I think go with the theme of the bookmark and go from there. Sometimes they work out really well, and sometimes I end up changing my mind and buying a new one. But the bookmark tassels are pretty simple. You just put them in and loop them over and pull tight. Another thing you could do here is add some glue. I don't like to do that because I didn't want to have globs of glue hanging off. They do come a little loose sometimes, but you just literally tug them back into place and they're totally fine. These ones are silver ones. It's a different brand that I use for my other bookmarks. They're black and a little bit more soft. I recommend trying a few bookmark tassels like I do and coming across the ones that you like. Okay, so the last step that I like to do to give my bookmarks extra flair is to add a charm. And what you're seeing now is called a jump ring. And I use the jump ring to loop around the charm and attach the charm to the bookmark. The charms that I get are in bulk from Amazon as well. And I basically just search charms for jewelry making or jump rings for jewelry making. Oh my god, that's a tongue twister. And it comes in a kit, and they have a bunch of different sizes in them to go with whatever size charms that you have. So they're fairly cheap and inexpensive and easy to find, and they get delivered pretty quickly. And what I do is I take these little itty bitty baby pliers and I squeeze them open and hook my charm on the hoop. And then I take the ring, the jump ring, through part of the tassel, and then I pinch it closed. And I'm pretty sure it's a little hard to see, but you would understand. I mean, it's fairly simple. You basically you separate the ring, you put your charm on it, and then you loop it through your tassel, and then you squeeze it closed with the pliers. And that is the last step. It's the most challenging step, and it is a little hard on your back because you're hunched over trying to look at everything and make sure you get them done right. So it is a frustrating experience, but I really like to go the extra mile to make sure that my bookmarks look really nice and they're nice and secure. Like I said, it is frustrating at first, but once you get in the rhythm of figuring out how to open the jump ring and like put the charm on and loop it through, you get like a system and you get like muscle memory, so it does get easier. It's not as frustrating. as it will be in the beginning once you figure out how to do everything. I think the eyelet tool gave me the most trouble. I don't know why. I was thinking that there was 2 pieces to the eyelet, but yeah, I struggled with the eyelet tool for a very long time, and it was quite annoying. So once you figure out how to actually get the charm on there and you get a nice good system going, it's just a nice little flare and it looks really great. And I just think it makes for a really nice special bookmark. And then, so what I put these guys in is I went on clearbags.com and ordered, I got the long ones. I think they're 12 by 2 or 9 by 2. So I could put them in there and then fold the clothes. Here it is. Here's the bag. And I like to wrap the tassel part in the back, and I like to have the sticky part. I want it folded over in the back, so I put it in to where the sticky part is towards the back, because when you're pulling your bookmark out of this, you don't want the sticky part to get stuck on your actual image because it could tear it off. So I like to make sure that the sticky part's always attached to the back, and I do this with my prints as well. And that is how I make and package my bookmarks. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a like, and don't take off just yet, because in about a few seconds I have a little trailer for you for an upcoming thing that's coming up on this channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything, and I will see you guys in the next one.